Hi, my name is Mary Nitschke. This is Tabby, or Tassis Taboo is his competition name, and we're here today to show you about preparing for travel, loading the horses, preparing the float or the truck for travel, finally loading the horses and then taking off and heading down to Adelaide for the Royal Adelaide Show. So we're here putting Tabby's travel boots on. The travel boots go on their front and back legs. You can see Claire here is putting his back boot on that goes from his coronet band up to his hock, and the front boots go from the coronet band up to his knee. And the travel boots, we put the travel boots on the front and the back to look after their legs when they're traveling, and hopefully ensure that no one arrives with an injury. So we're here with our 3-horse Olympic float. I'll show you around our float. This is our first compartment that we try and have one side for clean things, one side for dirty things like feed. So in here we've got grooming supplies, some spare head collars, lunging leads, we've got shampoo, stud things for when we're riding on grass, some hoof oil, some steps to get on with, and then when we load the float we'll put boots or bandages and plaiting supplies, etc. in here. And also on this side we have another door that we can use to get into the front of the float once the horses are loaded. So if we need to get into the float to open up, there's 2 vents up there that sometimes we come in and open them up while we're traveling if it's warm, and we can also poke our heads in and check on the horses while we're traveling along. So inside the float, this is a 3-horse float, so we fit 1, 2, 3 horses, and we have storage for rugs or long things such as rakes and shovels and brooms that we'll need down at the stable complex. We also have up the front some vents along with another storage rack for more rugs. And then we have at the very front, over the top of the 2 front compartments, we have somewhere we can store hay and hay nets and feed, and we've got windows all round so we can open all the windows up for the horses, because it's better to have them a bit cooler rather than too hot when they're travelling. So this is our back tack box. In here we can fit 3 saddles, lots of hooks for bridles, we've got whip holders, and in here we normally have some snacks for extra motivation to get on sometimes, and we've got a bucket here with some more grooming supplies, but these are quick and easy to grab in case of emergency or quick touch-ups before we go into the ring, or just the second bucket for emergencies. And then we've got another compartment on the other side, which we have our feed and buckets that we need to feed all the horses and set them up in their stables when we arrive. And now we'll have Tabby come out and he'll get on the float for us. So we have Tabby here about to get on the float with Claire. Claire's going to load him for us. Tabby is a very good traveller, very good loader. He's pretty easy, pretty straightforward. We normally use him as our lead horse to get potentially some tricky loaders on. So Claire's going to walk him up the ramp to the float, and as it's an angle load she'll turn him round so his head is facing forwards and his bottom is slightly behind his head, so he's on an angle, and then we'll close the gate behind him and tie him up. So as well as the float, we use the float to go to local events, events that we're not going to be staying at. For events that we're going to be staying at for a week or two or even more, we'll normally take the truck. Now the truck we can fit three big horses in there or 4 smaller horses. So the 3 big horses fit in on an angle and the smaller horses fit in on a straight. So normally when we travel, we'll have a couple of horses in the horse area, and then whoever's traveling, we can stay inside the truck, and we're quite comfortable to stay in the truck for however many weeks. We've definitely done that before, stayed in the truck for a number of weeks, and we've got enough room for saddles, bridles, gear, and can fit all the hay and everything that we need to stay away for a long time. So this is the horse area. We can adjust the bays. We've got on this side and on this side, so we can make them as big or as small as we need them. We've got lots of windows, lots of vents. We've got a rug rack up the top here to fit rugs in for all the horses, and at the back we have a door that can go through to the living quarters. So this is the inside of the truck. This whole area here pushes out. So when we travel, it comes in, and the table here can lower down so we can make that a bed. We've got a bed up there, and there's also a bed in the sleeper cab. We've got a kitchen, microwave, stove, dishwasher, and the fridge, and there's also a washing machine, so for when we're away for a long time we can have nice clean clothes. We've got lots of cupboard space, hanging space in here, lots of drawers. Up the top we've got a little compartment where we can have spare saddle pads. I normally have a bit of first aid up there, bandages, that sort of thing that we need nice and clean for mounted presentations or whatever we're doing. And in here we've got the bathroom, which has a shower and a toilet, and saves you from having to use the communal shower and toilet at a show. And we've got the door back here which opens straight up into the horse area. Cool. So we've got Tabby here and Darby, Claire's other horse, and we're going to put both of them in the truck and show you how they go in the truck. Now this is different to the float in that in the float they walk in and they have their heads first, whereas here they have their head this truck they have their head, they walk in and they have their bottoms facing first on the angle, and their heads are facing towards the back of the truck. Put it back in. Okay.
Hi, I'm Kelly and this is my horse Humphrey. I'm about to load him on a straight load float, which is generally used by a majority of the people. This is how I unload off the Eiffel Williams. Yeah. Yeah.